Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SLG Meetup. Your host Alvaro to bring you another exciting, successful, and interesting guest within the luxury space. And today we have with us Matilda Espy. She is an interior designer that has been creating some tendencies on social media by creating a huge following and showing a unique approach on how to design your home. She is mixing luxury pieces with affordable ones, minimalistic home decor with intention, and an organic modern approach to living. So super excited about having her here today to tell us all about how she's been building her business and how she approaches any property when it comes to designing it this unique way. Matilda, what's happening?
Hi, how are you?
Doing fantastic, and you?
Good, thank you for having me.
Of course, absolutely. We're always looking for individuals like yourself that are disrupting the way that we are designing homes. And we usually bring guests that are within the luxury space, especially in real estate. And I really like the way that you are combining the luxury pieces with affordable ones, creating something very unique, very special, the organic modern living. So I just wanted to see how you were able to put all these thoughts together and bring them to life.
Um, well, for me, I've always had like an affinity for things that are more environmentally conscious, and I always wanted to bring that into design as well. And I think being able to find things that are accessible, that are affordable, are it's very necessary, especially in this market, to be able to have a balance between both. So for me to like incorporate that design style into our home, it's just part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in South America. My father was a scientist, so he basically discovered a ton of different plants in the rainforest. So we grew up, having greenhouses, kind of having that scientific background on plants. So to me, that organic modern always spoke to me.
Ah, I like that. We all have a story, right, on how we
Yes.
got to where we are today. And I didn't know that about you. So that's pretty interesting and how you brought it to life. But you're also using social media to build an audience, to really inspire people to take action on how they can design their homes in a very unique and organic way. And you're doing something that I really don't come across often, which is you build a whole store on Amazon so people can just easily shop on things that you're recommending, and at the fingertips they can just get access to these items.
Absolutely. Um, for me, I think it's important to be able to speak to like an entire audience, not just somebody that can afford luxury pieces. And so when I found that I was doing, I first started doing social media, a lot of people would say, well, I can't, afford that, or wow, that's, so expensive. And so it made me realize that it's important for me to find objects that are in design that are out there that are more affordable for people that can't afford like a $5,000 chandelier, or, an expensive pillow or sofa for your house.
Hmm. So what is the tendency or the trends that you see with these type of items that people cannot afford at the highest luxury level, but there is still options that are affordable and still makes your property look great and are comfortable?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest things I've seen is lighting, and just those smaller objects that you don't really think about every day that really bring life to your home, different accent pillows, during the holidays, certain candles, or, even right now with the holidays approaching, I know a lot of people can't afford, a $1,000 Christmas tree online or even more. And you can actually find those on Amazon where you can make it your own, where you can buy the lights separately, buy the tree separately, and make it look just as luxurious as a $4,000
Mm.
Christmas tree.
You just gotta be creative and
It's
having access to the right things and make it work.
exactly. And I think that that's the most important part, is being authentic and creative in your own way. Because I do see a lot of trends just come and go, and I try not to pay attention to it too much. I try to just do what feels right in our
Mm.
home.
What's the number one question you get asked?
Oh gosh, a lot of people want to see more of me on my Instagram. So
Well, I will agree on that. There is a little bit of a mystery on who's that person behind all these incredible designs.
yes, I try to keep my family life separate from the business side of it.
Mm.
But I have had, a lot of people inquire about if I'm coming out, with a line of decor pieces or rugs or furniture. And I'm in the works right now with the company, House of Leon. They're actually in California.
Nice.
They're amazing. I just worked with them, and they're just such great business owners, and their pieces are just so unique. And I love that they don't manufacture a ton of products. They don't saturate the market with too much,
Hmm.
and I love that about them.
No, it's fantastic. And I'm thinking personally, right? Like it just as I'm trying to now decor my home, and I was looking at some sofas, and they're giving me quotes of like $20,000, $25,000, and then I start looking into some alternatives that, hey, for $2,000 you're getting the same piece that looks the same. It's kind of almost the same quality, but it's just a huge difference in price. So you got to understand what is it exactly that you're looking for to give that feel, to give that comfort, and not break your bank account buying all these things, because it add up when you start buying things.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I think that's important too for people to understand, we do have a $20,000 couch in our home and a $30,000 couch. And I'll be honest, the one that we have that's $1,000 is just as comfortable as the other ones.
Mhm.
And I actually like it even more. So I don't think that you always have to compromise luxury just because of the price.
Mm. And sometimes I think it puts you in a little bit of a stressful and uncomfortable situation when you have spent so much on a sofa that you're like, oh my God, like we cannot have a snack here or the dog or this. Well, if it's something that it hasn't cost as much, you can enjoy it more, give it more life. So it's depending on how you look at it, right?
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of people do think, I have two little boys, I have a dog, we're actually getting another dog, and we have two cats. So our home is very lived in. Um, and a lot of people are like, how do you keep your house so clean and the environment so calm? I think that that's, really important for people to understand that you can bring that. It's just something that you have to, incorporate in your home. I think calmness really is a part of design.
Mm,
And
so important.
yes,
And I think that nowadays everybody, when they look at how they are designing things, they start to add things and adding, and that creates that claustrophobic environment, which is the opposite of being calm. And you want
yeah.
to create something that, and you mentioned it, right? That minimalistic
Hmm.
home decor with intention. Like it's the intention that matters, because what is your intention? Are you trying to build a calm environment, design something that is going to put you in a good mood? What is it, right? Because
Yeah,
you got to have that intention and not just stuff it, because then it creates that stress.
absolutely. And the intention also is different for everybody. I mean, comfort for you and luxury for you is going to be a different aspect for me. And I think it's important for people to really design their home on a feeling that they're looking for, not just what they think, the trends
Oh
are.
yeah.
Because they're going to come and go. I mean, when you live in your home, it's just, you have to make it the environment where you're going to feel the most comfortable all the
Hmm.
time.
Now let me ask you on how you've built a community and an audience, because you have a great following on Instagram. I wanted to ask you, what about these other platforms like TikTok, Pinterest at the time? What is your go-to platform?
Um, I would definitely say Instagram. I've done TikTok. It just became too much. It was great. I just love Instagram. The people on there are just so, I have to say my followers are really amazing people. I don't get any harsh, mean, negative comments. And I think it's important for me to put out, as much positivity and calmness as I can. And I hope that that filters through with my content.
Mm.
But I'm very blessed that I feel like I have a lot of good followers, that are very loyal and kind. So,
What's the biggest lesson you've learned throughout this journey?
um, I would have to say is just be authentic. I never compare myself to anyone else on Instagram. I really try to be a cheerleader for other business owners, especially small businesses in the town that I live in, as well as other women that I've met on this platform that are working just as hard. I think it's important to lift other women up and other people that are trying to make themselves better and contribute to, society.
I love that. Well, we always ask a question to all of our guests, and that's what is luxury to you?
I saw that question and I thought about it. That was the only question I actually thought about. Um, and for me, honestly, it's when I can use all of my five senses. I think that sensory overload can be, um, especially nowadays, just a little bit too much. But for me, luxury is that perfect overload of, textures, smells, feels, tastes. Like, when you walk into a beautiful restaurant and you see beautiful pieces and you get to taste the beautiful food and how amazing everything is. That for me is like going on vacation or walking into my home, that feeling.
Wow, never heard that. That's actually very interesting. I never really take a moment to be present in that sense and try to activate all senses.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying it, right? So I'm gonna start giving it more of a thought every time I'm
Yeah,
stepping into something.
absolutely.
Especially as you mentioned, like it's the full overload of senses what makes it so special.
Yeah, that's exact. I mean, when you walk into a home and you're selling it and you smell the, sea breeze or whatever it may be, it's just
Yeah.
that's what
Hmm.
make it could sell the home,
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that's right. It's funny because we all have different definitions of what luxury is to us, right? But when it comes to what you just said, it's funny because every morning when I go through my vision, I have like a little movie that I created. And it's funny because I don't even call it vision boards or vision. I call it vision with five senses activated. Like I make sure it's a movie that has images I can see, sounds I can hear. I make sure I have textures next to me that are like kind of reminding me of what it is that I'm seeing. And then I'm also trying to smell it at the same time. So it's kind of like a weird thing, but it's activating all the senses. And that makes it even feel more real. And you're right, like everything that becomes super luxury in this case, it's real through the senses. So very
Yeah,
cool.
I really thought about that, because I do feel like when you walk into a place that you feel like, wow, this is amazing. It's not just what you're seeing, it's what you're hearing, what you're smelling,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole thing.
Look, if there is one piece of advice that you can give your younger self, what would that be?
Um, that to trust myself, I would say that I've always worked really hard, and I know it sounds crazy, but I've always gotten what I've wanted, and it's not just because I've wanted it, but it's because I've worked for it.
Well, look, if anybody's looking to redesign their home or get some inspiration, what's the best way to contact you?
Um, I would say through my email and my Instagram. That's probably the best, easiest way.
Perfect. So we'll put all the information and good luck with everything you're
Thank
doing. Can't wait to see
you
your
too.
product line once you launch it. We'll support it. And if
You're
you
amazing.
ever come down here, we'll we'll catch up and see how we can start incorporating what you do in these incredible homes that we have here.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Adios.